Okay guys, hi, welcome back. Jumping right on into this whimsical Cheshire Cat inspired Halloween look. I'm going to be taking the Colourpop eyeshadow in Chic Happens and popping that on as my transition shade. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Best Friend from the Tartlette palette and putting that just under the first shade right into the crease. Then taking this dark purple color from the Morphe 25B palette and placing that directly on top of the other two shades. We're going to be really building up the purples here to create a lot of depth and dimension. Going in with this shade called 1960 from the Urban Decay and Basquiat collection, we're going to be popping this hot pink color all over the lid. And I do find this color, for me at least, takes a little bit of time to build up. So take your time, build it up to the intensity that you want, but I did want it quite pink for this look. And then I'm going back in with some of that purple shade from the Morphe palette. Then on a pencil brush to define the crease, I'm using the shade Bombshell from the Tartlette palette to just really intensify the purple directly into the crease, so when my eyes are open, my crease looks nice and deep. And then of course building back up that pink shade after we lost it from some of the blending. And then go back and forth here, blending, adding more pink, adding more purples until you get the desired intensity that you want. And I wanted this slightly less blended than usual just because it is such a whimsical character. So that's why I wasn't as worried about the pink to purple look. Next, I'm going to be taking my NYX brow pencil and just kind of shaping the brows into the shape I want. I kind of wanted them a little more square instead of arched for this look. And I don't fill it in with this pencil. I just kind of mark where I want it. Next, I'm going to white them out with the NYX Jumbo pencil in Milk. And then I'm going to fill it in with the same pink eyeshadow we used on the lid. And then I am going to take the brow pencil anywhere where there was no actual hairs. I'm just going to kind of put little light strokes just so the brow looks, full and not just missing hairs. I really loved having colored brows. I thought it was so cute. After you add on some insane winged eyeliner, that is my Inglot Gel Liner in the number 77, and I tight lined and did my waterline with some black liner. I'm dusting the shade Bombshell underneath with a pencil brush, and then blending it out with, of course, the same pink color from the Urban Decay palette. I popped on some Velour Fluff and Whispie lashes. And then now I'm going to start mapping out the shape of my cat nose with my eyebrow pencil. And I just kind of made it like a little heart boop on my nose. And then because I don't have like any sort of purple face paints or cream paints or anything, I am going to use liquid lipsticks. This one is in the shade Vintage from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And don't worry, I don't put these on my mouth as much. They're not my most favorite lipstick, so don't worry that I'm putting it like near my nostril holes. And then I'm going to take the Anastasia lipstick in Sweet Talker and then kind of blend that out with a brush to just kind of create some dimension on the nose. And I really liked using liquid lipstick because it did dry down, so it didn't crack or cause me any problems. And then last but not least, I put on the shade Pure Hollywood from Anastasia, just on the tip there, to really make it look more realistic. Next, I'm taking, of course, the same pink eyeshadow, and I'm going to kind of contour my nose. And I'm contouring it a lot wider, so more like on the sides of your nose, because cats typically have like wider noses. So instead, it's pretty much contouring down the whole side of your nose. Next, I'm taking the blushes Goulue from Nars and Amour from Tarte, and I'm mixing them together because I am so dark in skin color for these two blushes. So I started like putting them on normally, and then I was like, it's not showing up good enough. So I took my Nars Eater brush and I kind of contoured with the two shades to really build up that intensity, and then went back in with just a regular blush brush and built it up all along my cheeks and my forehead until I got it to the intensity that I wanted. And I wanted these to be really pink blushes. And then of course I'm going to contour the jawline as well. Then I went ahead and mapped out the big old grin with my NYX pencil like I had did my nose. And you really just kind of want to go from, I followed like my natural smile lines out and then brought it in. And then here you see me drawing on the teeth with my Makeup Forever Flash palette and just a small eyeliner brush. And the only thing you really want to focus here is trying to get the edges of the teeth straight, because you're going to fill everything in between in black and then just have the teeth white. So I was okay with it being messy because, it's a more whimsical creature, but do it as much or as little as you like. And then here you see me filling in all that blank space with the same Makeup Forever Flash palette. This does take quite a bit of time, just because it's a good amount of detail work. But, take your time. And then after you get all of the black space filled in, start filling in your teeth. I'm still using my Flash palette in this one and just kind of, filling them in. And as you can see here, like when I messed up a little bit, I literally just took my black eyeshadow that I set the face paint with, and I just kind of brushed it over, and it fixed up if I went out the lines with the white. So it really was no trouble to clean up. Now I'm going to start shading around the mouth area, and I'm going to start by using a gray toned shadow just to do it on the edge. And you want to shade all the way around the mouth. And then now I'm taking a pink eyeshadow and I am blending it out even more. And then lastly, I'm going in with the Chic Happens eyeshadow and blending it out to the very top. So kind of like, you know, dark to lightest on the blending, just like you would an eye look. And that's really just going to make the mouth look more realistic on top of your face. Next, I'm going to be highlighting, of course, with the shade Kitty Cat, because that seemed appropriate, from the Nicole, Guerriero, and Anastasia highlighting kit. And then I'm just going to start drawing on my whiskers. I'm using still the Flash palette for this, but you could totally use eyeliner for any of the black stuff, any of it. Don't have to use face paint. And so I'm just kind of flicking them on. No rhyme or reason to it, honestly. And then eventually you'll see I actually put little rhinestones at the tip where it started. I just felt like adding them. And now what I'm doing here is I'm taking the same two liquid lipstick shades I used on my nose, and I'm going to kind of create hair on my cheekbones, on the sides of my forehead, and down the center of my forehead. I felt like this just gave it a really nice, more realistic touch, and it really brought up the pink and the purple to kind of all over my face. So the best way I can describe it is do it like you would fill in your eyebrow, just like quick, short strokes. And I think it turned out really good. I like the way that it looked. And again, because this is like a whimsical character, feel free to make this like quite messy. Like it does not need to be neat at all to look good. And then I brought some of the blush down onto my neck and stuff, but because my skin tone is darker than those colors, it really didn't show up. So all of this is totally optional, but depending on if you try and do this for like a full costume, I take the same liquid lipsticks and I plot them on my neck and my chest, and then I just stipple them out. The darker parts where it sits looks more like hair patches, and then it's like all over the place. Totally optional. Do it if you like. Don't do it if you don't want to. And you can always kind of set that with a setting powder, like a translucent powder, to keep it from transferring if you decide to do that. But yeah, this is the completed makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun doing it. If you did like it, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I love you, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Have a happy Halloween!